What's up, athletes? Welcome back. Today we're doing an 8-minute full body workout, and all you need to follow along is just a couple of pairs of dumbbell. Grab a pair that is considered of a lighter weight for you, and then another pair that's more challenging, so maybe a medium to heavyish weight. We're also going to use an abmat, or grab yourself a cushion or small pillow, and we're going to use this for lumbar support for the sit-ups that are coming up. Now we're going to work for 45 seconds. We are resting for 15 seconds, and this is a wild card workouts. That means I'm going to show you your first movement, and then going forward, I'll only let you know what's coming up in that 15-second rest. All right, athletes, then let's get to it. So our first exercise today is a mountain climber walkout. So we're going to start at the top of our mat. We're going to walk out with our hands. Try to keep the legs straight, and in that bottom position, you're going to hold a nice tight plank, and then you're going to do a mountain climber, and then stand all the way back up. All right, athletes, with that said, let's rock and roll. Get ready, keep your weights close by, and we are starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, so remember that this one, as we start the workout, is going to be used just to warm up and to ramp up into the movement. So don't kill yourself up off the bat. Just give it a moment, sink into it, find your breath, and then let yourself use this first movement to set the pace for the rest of the workout. So you notice I'm standing all the way back up. So stay nice and tight in that plank, and then stand all the way back up, because we're getting that ability to engage that posterior chain and just really prepare for that movement. All right, we're closing up here, that first interval, so maybe we can try and squeeze in just one more. Remember just to follow at your own pace, and then all the way up. All right, good work. So shake it off a bit. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and grab our lighter pair of dumbbells, and we're going to do a front raise while we're going into a lunge. So we're gonna lunge and then just lift up and come back. Now we're gonna stay on the same side, so don't switch just yet. Notice that we have a nice 90-degree angle in the forward and back leg, and then gently just touch the floor. So you really wanna be very mindful as you bring your knee to the floor. And I always recommend that you do full range of motion. So that means you get your knee all the way down to the floor. And if you're having a hard time doing that, go ahead and place either a pillow or the abmat itself under the knee. But really important that you're not banging your knee into the floor and just staying controlled. And now in that lunge position, it's really important that we drive through the heel. So that means we push the heel to stand. Maybe we'll do one more, and then break. All right, great. I love to drop the weights while I'm resting. On the next interval, we're going to do the opposite leg in a lunge, and now we're gonna bring our arms up into a lateral raise. So same thing, but this time, all the way outside. Now, if you're finding that this is challenging or the weight feels a little bit heavy, just bend the elbows, all right? So to shorten that moment arm, we could just bend the elbows. Otherwise, try and keep the arms straight, bring your shoulder blades back and down, and remember we're driving off the heel, so really press into the heel to stand, not the toes. Because when we press into the heels, we get to work the posterior chain, which is the glutes, and the hamstrings, and the calves, and of course the low back, and it continues all the way up. But if we press to the toes, then we're working more of the quads and the front side of the body. All right, and break, amazing. All right, now go ahead, athletes, grab your heavier weights, and we're gonna get into a deadlift with a squat and curl. So I want your feet nice and wide. You're gonna push your knees out, keep the back straight, look straight, then drop into a squat here, curl, and then lift up the bum, and now push against the floor to stand. So again, keep that back straight, and look how slow I'm going. If you're going faster than this, then please slow it down. And stand and squeeze the glutes in the top position. That's it. Now here, push the knees out and then push against the floor to stand. And to keep the back straight, just look straight. If I look at the floor, my back follows, and then I won't have that nice, flat, strong back. But if I look straight, then I engage that reflex that I have that connects the spine with the movements of the eyes, and then stand and break. Good job. All right, now we're going to do our first sit up here with a press. So grab your ab mat or your cushion, place it under your back. Go ahead and grab your weights. These are my medium weights. I'm putting them on my shoulder. I'm gonna go all the way down, and then I'm gonna come up, and in the top position, I'm gonna press. So all the way down, to up, and press. That's it. Inhale, and then exhale as you drive the weights up. If that feels too heavy for you, what you can also do is just continue on with just one weight. So just one dumbbell, you could do the exact same movement. And it's also another option for you also to think about. If, let's say, you only have 1 or 2 pairs of dumbbells in the house, but you don't want to maybe invest in more, that you can always use a heavier pair as one dumbbell and just follow the movement with both hands on that same dumbbell. All right, maybe one more, and up. All right, damn those shoulders. Okay, let's get rid of that just a moment. And now the next interval, we're just gonna do regular sit-ups. So we still wanna isolate the core, but we're gonna save the arms for the movement coming up. All right, all the way down, shoulders touch the floor, then come up and try as much as you can to reach for the space in front of the toes. Inhale, open, expand. Exhale, come all the way up. Good work, athletes. You got this. Remember, the key to consistency is finding your pace. If we're always trying to push too hard because we're comparing ourselves with others, or maybe even comparing ourselves to what we were able to do in the past before an injury or before time passed, then it becomes so discouraging. And so if we allow ourselves the opportunity to ramp up, staying at our own pace, and just honoring the body at all times, before we know it, we will have created consistent habits in a very enjoyable way. And exhale all the way up. All right, okay, now let's go ahead and grab those dumbbells again. We're gonna do a boat pose press. So boat pose, we're gonna get into this position here where we're leaning back, lifting up the legs, and from here engaging the core, we're going to press all the way up. Now you can definitely follow along with me just over here, lean back, feel the core engage, and then make sure that the low back is nicely supported by engaging the core, making sure that there's no strain whatsoever in the low back as we do this. I know, athletes, I'm feeling this too. The first few reps, you might be all over the place. By the way, that's totally normal. Just get right back up there and join me. That's it, see? Yeah. And that's the beauty of this, is that the core is firing like crazy. You know what, every time you exhale, every time you breathe, you gotta reposition and re-engage to be able to hold this position up here and your legs up here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, oh man, that's a doozy. Every time it's a doozy. All right, go ahead and flip it over now into a plank position, and we're going to do a plank hip drop. So in this position here, really want you to stay nice and tight. You're just gonna rotate along an axis. So I want you to imagine that there's a line going between your head and all the way out to the base of your spine, and you're just rotating along those lines. So it's not that you need to go all the way all over the place. Just stay here and rotate with me, and you should not feel this in your low back. So that's a really important cue to consider, is that if you're feeling it in your low back, perhaps you're over rotating, and you should already feel the sides of your core, those oblique muscles firing and really working right now. That's it, athletes, keep it up. Keep breathing. And in just a few more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and break. All right, 8 minutes flies by when we're having so much fun. Good work, athletes. We made it. Remember that if you have it in you, repeat one more time or check out the link I have for you to complete today's training. Remember also to let me know how this goes for you. So comment below. I want to hear from you. Remember also to like this video and then subscribe if you're new here so that we keep training together. All right, athletes, now go refuel, rehydrate, and let's meet in the next one. You got this.